Hello and welcome back to another video on Broadside Gaming, and today we're back with Darktide. So we're going to answer the age-old question with what class do I start with first? You know, there's 4 classes to choose from. You've got the Skullbreaker, the Psyker, the Sharpshooter and the Zealot. Which one do you fancy? And what I'm going to do right now is give you the too long didn't read breakdown of how it works and how it's always worked with Games Workshop armies as well. Pick what you like the look of, honestly. Pick it and practice a lot. Pick it and play loads and loads and loads until you're really good at it. But the longer version, I'd say there's 2 you want to pick from, and in this video we're going to be looking at one of them. The one we're looking at now is my first pick, which is the Zealot. And the reason I suggest the Zealot is because you are tougher, basically. It's a lot more forgiving if you mess up. You've got operative, there we go. So we've got a flashbang, you've got a toughness aura, you've got a charge that just replenishes toughness and increases damage. You've got melee attack speed, you've got a stacking damage buff when you lose health, and you've got a cheat death. And all of these just... I'm not going to go through these at the moment because these are all subject to change every goddamn day at the moment during the closed beta, so there's no point me trying to give you a build. But if you want to copy what I'm using, 3, 1, 3, 2, 2. There you go. But as again, subject to change, this is not set in stone. But yeah, the Zealot. Because it's lots of whizzing about and hacking things apart with chainsword. So this is the Eviscerator chainsword, the 2-handed version that I'm using. And I find it hilarious. It's a great weapon, but also you do get ranged weapons to play with, which will teach you a bit of the shooting aspect of the game. Obviously, I'm not super accurate with a bolt gun, but it is shooty whiz bang fun. And, you know, what more can we ask for? And the other reason I've picked the Zealot, and I think I alluded to earlier, was forgiving. You take a bit less damage, you're quite nippy, and if you've come from Vermintide like I have, the melee is not going to be a big surprise to you. You know, the blocking's a bit slower, so you're going to have to rely slightly more on dodge. And you can't block as much as you're able to, but inherently the melee is very similar. And you do have to rely more upon the special attacks, so like with this Eviscerator chainsword, you rev it. So when you come up against big heavy armor like this guy, you do a lot more damage to him when you rev the chainsword. And with the Zealot, as I said, you get the cheat death mechanic, which again is very, very forgiving. And it just gives you a nice all-round aspect of how the game plays. You haven't got to really fiddle with any tertiary skills to make it work properly. It's just shooty whiz-bang melee fun. So that's why the Zealot is my top pick for the first character to... I wouldn't say you have to level them to 30, but say get them to level 10 to get a good idea of how the game functions. So yeah, so Zealot, my first top pick, and I will be doing my secondary pick in the next video, so keep an eye out for that. And if you've enjoyed, folks, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell for notifications. There will be a lot more Darktide content coming your way. So until then, see you all later.